What's up, YouTube? This is Nick. We're going to talk about improving gas mileage on your 2020 F250 or 350 with a 7.3 Godzilla. Quick history: when I got the vehicle, I was getting about 14.5 miles per gallon on the highway. Mind you, the truck has 430 gears, so that's the lowest gearing that these have. Broke the stock valance, the big piece of plastic that hangs down off the front in some snow, and got a two-wheel drive one off Amazon and instantly lost about a half mile per gallon. So I was hovering around 14 miles per gallon on the highway, right around 13 in town. That kind of has went down for me. I've put 30,000 miles on the truck since I bought it. Truck's got 61,000. I bought it with, I think, it's so the mileage just went down over the last year and a half. I've went down to 13.5 miles per gallon on the highway, 13.8 sometimes, and that's off the gauge in the truck. That's not actually checking the refills at the pump. So it's just off of what the truck says. I last year about this time, so October, I had a spark plug wire fail. Replaced them all with some from O'Reilly's Auto Part. The price for two spark plug wires from Ford was the same price for 8 from O'Reilly's, and O'Reilly's has a better product. I feel it's got a heat shield around the wire on the plug, and where it goes around the boot, where the wire plugs into the spark plug, the heat shielding's around it. It's a cloth heat shield. So anyway, constantly kind of going down a little bit in mileage over the last year and a half. I decided to replace spark plugs a couple weeks ago. Pretty easy to do on this truck. I mean, it's not comfortable because you have to lay down on your stomach, but it's not hard. The hardest spark plug I had in it was the passenger side front. Just the angle of it was really hard for me to line up the hole to rethread the plug in. I did use a bungee cord for the heater core lines to kind of pull them back towards the battery to give me a little bit more room, but no tricks to it. I mean, it's pretty stinking simple. If you can turn a wrench or a ratchet, you can do the spark plugs on this thing. I did buy Ford OEMs, and the crazy thing is I mean, so everywhere we're going up. We're at 700 feet elevation around here, so the grade coming up out of here is over there. You go from 700 feet elevation up to like 2,400 feet up by that sea that you're seeing up on the hill. Rolling farmland, so it's up and down, nothing flat. A drive that we do commonly is to a bigger city called Spokane. It's about a 2-hour drive, 110 miles one way. Went with my truck up there after doing the spark plugs. Filled up with super unleaded, which I have not noticed a difference at all in fuel economy with super from regular. I've kind of experimented, but filled up the truck with super. It was about empty. I think I got about 28 gallons in out of the 36 it holds. Went to Spokane and back. It was a pretty calm day, had no wind. Averaged 16.8 miles per gallon on the gauge in here. Blown away. So right now, you saw when I showed you the mileage that it's at 10.6. That's after towing 7.5 hours with our camper, that it went down from that 16.8 to 10.6 miles per gallon with towing. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated, but they say in the owner's manual to not change the plugs until 100,000 miles, but they say if you're heavy towing a lot or a lot of idling, 60,000 is recommended. I don't know what this truck did for the first 30-some thousand miles of its life. I do know that we tow a little bit, but it's not like a work truck, right? That always has a trailer hooked up onto it. It's, once or twice a month, sometimes once every 6 months we're towing our camper. So not to me a heavy use tow vehicle, and it doesn't have a lot of idle from idle time from when I've had it. But I mean, I got a solid 3 mile per gallon increase in fuel economy, which blows my mind. The most I've ever gotten changing spark plugs is like 1/10 of a mile per gallon on a vehicle. The spark plugs didn't even look wore out in here. They were original Motorcrafts. They still had the little tip coming out of the center of the plug. You have your hook on the top and the tip that sticks up out of the center. It had that little fine tip. It wasn't wore down. The gap was good on them. But huge increase. Anyway, for what it's worth for you guys, I'd recommend, I will be changing my plugs in this truck every probably 50,000 miles from this point forward. Once I notice that MPGs start dipping, it's going to get a set of plugs. I think they were like $78 from the Ford dealership for all 8 of them. So worth it. It's not going to take much driving to pay for that. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. I got a few more things coming up that I'm going to post about. I apologize for not posting for a while, but the truck's got some really big changes, expensive changes coming to it that I'm quite excited about. So stay tuned.